What up, YouTube? So, in this week's video, we go back to my first ever and only mural to date. It was at a restaurant called Hendrix in Lilydale. It is like a cafe restaurant. Good food there, good food. Highly recommend. Go check them out. They also needed a rebrand and a t-shirt design to sell. So, using my graphic design skills, I whipped them up for them. They also used that design for signage, I believe. I was quite nervous. This is my first ever time painting with spray cans. It was in a public area of the restaurant, like the outside smoker area, and they've got like a side dining joint too. First time using spray cans, so I just blocked out the color and played it safe and did the outline using a paintbrush. I don't think I was painting much before then either. I think I painted like a handful of paintings. So first things first, we have to prep the wall. They use some blue board, which is sort of like a waterproofing, weatherproof board stuff. They joined it together using some sort of cement-like paste stuff. So I had to sand the joins, well, the whole board and the joins, so it was nice and smooth. So we can start rolling the surface primer on. So yeah, we'll get into that. So started off using a orbital sander, making sure we get the chunks off, the brunt of everything, and then going forward after that I went to using higher grits of sandpaper and just giving it an overall sort of sand. And then once that was done, we can move on to surface priming the boards and the wall. Just like the cheapest primer I could find from Bunnings, just rolling it on. So yeah, the wall is prepped and now we're going to get the design onto the wall. So the way we do that is using a doodle grid. You just draw a bunch of random things, and a lot of people came up and asked me what the hell I was doing, what they were paying me for. I had to explain it to at least 10 people that you draw these little squiggles on the wall and then you take your design photo and you overlay the design on the photo and use the doodle grid to block out your design on the wall. Once we get the design on the wall, we can start blocking out the main colors. So let's get into doing the design on the wall. So as you can see here, I'm starting to block out the design on the wall using the doodle grid and the phone in my hand, just getting the main outline sort of sorted in a sketchy form. And then from there, we'll use the actual design and start blocking out colors and shapes. Now the design's up on the wall. This becomes the fun part. We got to start blocking in the color. So I started with the background first, then we started blocking out the actual design of the panther and the pizza pieces. So let's move on with that. So yeah, now the pink's done, we're gonna move forward and just start grabbing cans and laying down the actual panther and pizza pieces. Let's continue on with the video and I'll see you once the color's down. All right, colors blocked in. Now becomes the part where your design comes to life, as always. Adding the black outlines. Now, this actually took the longest time because the surface, being blue board, was actually not 100% smooth. I could have spent another week sanding, but it wouldn't have been smooth. So this made it very difficult to get nice, crisp, clean lines. I had to go over the lines a couple of times because of the bumps and divots in the texture of the blue board. I did water down the paint as much as I could, but it was also a very hot day. High 30s and 40-degree days in summer. So the paint was kind of drying up on me, but I needed to get it done. It took a very long time. In my opinion, it was all worth it because it turned out pretty dang good. I can't remember if it was over a weekend or not. But yeah, I was there early, worked till I couldn't work anymore until the sun went down. It was very busy there the last couple of nights I was there. I think I spent a little bit more time chin wagging than I did actually painting. Just because people, you know, curious, they come and ask questions and it's near the end of the project and they can actually see what the design is. So, you know, they're having a good chat, which was nice. Sort of got my nerves at ease once I started getting the black outlines. Well, let's get on with the outline and then I'll see you at the end when it's all finished and we can do the final shots. I don't know if you can see in the video, but as I was saying, yeah, it's very hard to get one line pass. I had to do a line on either side and then a fill. I was only working with little brushes because of that reason. It was a lot easier to get inside those divots and bumps when using a smaller brush. Alright, she is done and the client was very happy with the final design. It's still kicking there to this day. It's faded a little bit. Yeah, I was very happy with the project and felt very accomplished with doing my first mural. There were things I would have liked to have done better, but that only comes with experience. I would love to do more. You know what part it is now? The final shots. If you want to support me in my arts, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that jazz. I do have a website if you wanted to pick up some of my merch or my artwork. If you need a logo, I do graphic design work. If you need a mural, just hit me up, don't hesitate, at handforged.au. Let's get into those shots. Thank you very much for watching the video. Peace.